Hi there, everybody. My name is Dan Curtis-Cummins. Professor Dan is what I usually go by, and I'm your English 104 teacher. So I first of all just want to say I hope that everyone out there is safe and surviving this pandemic wherever you are, wherever you're zooming in from this semester. Clearly not a typical semester. So I know, people have family and friends and maybe yourself who might be affected by the fires. My mother lives up in Sonoma County on the Napa County border, so we are always watching for when I might have to go evacuate her. I know that some of you are in the middle of some peaceful protests where police have been coming in and breaking that up. Myself, my sister is up in Portland, Oregon, where a lot of that violence is happening against peaceful protesters. And hey, we're all in the middle of a pandemic, and I know that that is affecting each and every one of us very differently, depending on where we are, our families, our situation. So I just want to give a shout out to everyone, saying that I truly hope everyone's safe and that we can get our semester started off on the right foot and thinking about how to be supportive for each other and thinking about how to create a community, even though we're joining each other from such a distance. So with that, I just want to give everyone a quick welcome and an overview of the course. A couple notes and reminders for our first class, which for some of you is starting tomorrow, for the rest of you starting on Tuesday. Okay, so I can quickly take you through. I'm going to share my screen to show you the iLearn site. And if we are all on iLearn, you get to this place that says My Courses here. We're in fall 2020, and all three of my classes are all going to be in the same iLearn site. So no matter if you're in 104, 41, or 71, you'll be connecting to the 104, 26 iLearn. And for a very quick overview, just for the top section here, writing the first year is the overall course theme, where your world is the text is the theme that we're going to branch off a little bit and focus our semester on. So if we scroll down here, this is a picture I took of campus there. No explanation needed. Some course essentials, my contact, the best way to get in touch with me is my email address right there, direct link. The syllabus is something you should definitely take a look over before we meet on our first day. Okay, and your homework will be to relook at it or take a look at it the first time. And then the first day's homework is to read the syllabus and annotate it. We'll go over that. Next week, we'll be starting with the textbook and reader, so the week after the first week. So the link for that is there, and it'll also be in each week. And then last but not least, the really important part, the virtual classroom and office hours link. It will always be here on iLearn. This is the one place to kind of your one-stop shop, your central hub for this class. You should be able to find everything that you need on iLearn, okay? Besides your class time, I'm going to be available to all of you for drop-in hours using the same Zoom link, Monday through Thursday, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. So have a nice consistent Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If you need to ask a quick question or if you need some extended help on anything or just to talk, that is a great place to drop in. Office hours, have a little conversation here. And that's our course essentials. So everything you might need is there. I'm gonna scroll through quickly. Campus resources section, you should definitely all take a look at this, but we'll be going over each of these resources and the links to their offices. So make sure you take a look at that. Really, this is about resources to help you succeed, to give you as much of a leg up at SF State as possible, as you deserve. So we have things like Title IX and gender discrimination, Title IX resources, including resources for transgender students and equity issues. We have a disability rights center. We also have a Dream Resource Center that they have dubbed themselves Undocugators. Okay. As far as your health is concerned, this class is definitely all about a more holistic approach to learning. And that means we will check in with you every once in a while. And then if you ever need any outside support, we've got a counseling center. The medical services are for normal medical issues. The Mashoof Wellness Center, the Recreation Center, is not open to us unless you're on campus there. But when you get back, that will be something to pay close attention to. They have some great programs. And then the Health Promotion and Wellness Center has some great virtual workshops, leadership opportunities. That's one office that I will share the newsletter and make sure you know about the events going on. Clubs, student orgs, experimental college, we'll learn all about that, but any ways you can get connected to campus in your first year, in your first semester, are important. So think about joining a club or an org, or taking an experimental college class, and that's a class taught by other students, other undergraduates. And then towards the bottom here, academic honesty, and then we've got the tutoring center, as well as the career services and leadership development. So those are both offices that are here to help you succeed in your goals. We are lucky enough in our classes, all three of our sections, to have a peer mentor, a first year experience peer mentor, and her name is Betsy Paredes Centeno. I am really, really excited to be working with her, and she is going to be kind of your connection to campus. So because we're meeting virtually, because we're on Zoom, because we're making this thing work until we all get back to campus, we've got that extra support that Betsy is going to be your campus connection, all right? She'll talk a lot more about that on our first day. And then here we are in week one, and I just want to quickly go over how every week is going to go. We're going to get into a really nice routine here together. So on every Monday or Tuesday, the first day of the week, we're going to frame that as a reading your world day. So the Zoom link is going to be the same every single time. The password is always Prof. Dan. You can click it from up here or in the course essentials section, all right? And then within the day's activities, we will be on Zoom every class. So Monday and Tuesday, if it's possible, if you have the internet bandwidth, if you're comfortable with it, I'm going to ask you to turn on your cameras. If you're not able to, then we'll work around that. And we're going to have a discussion about concepts. We're going to do a little bit of reading inside of class. And for our first day, we'll do a little bit of in-class reading for this poem, Theme for English B. And I'll go over that on our first day. But the point is here that we have everything laid out. So all of the links you're going to need for that day's class, the Zoom link, the readings that we might read together in class, and or any Google Slides, like you can see here, Dan's G Slides, Betsy's Google Slides. We want you to be able to access those slides as we go over them in class. And sometimes you'll actually be writing on the slides. So that's a way for you to be active and engaged in our Zoom meetings, okay? So everything is here. And then you'll always see reading and annotation due next class. That's your homework, all right? So every Monday and Tuesday, you're gonna have a short reading. It's not gonna be a long reading. And you're gonna have to do some annotation, which we'll talk a lot about. And then our Wednesday and Thursday class is going to be our day we'll meet by Zoom, but I'm not going to turn my camera on. I don't think we should have our cameras on that second day. It'll be more of a chatting, call and response kind of day where we have small group discussions. And on the Wednesday or Thursday, it's going to be all about writing. So we'll take a new writing concept every week, and in small groups or in partners, I'll have you practice those writing techniques. Because we're doing more writing, and we're going to be actually looking at the Google Docs that we're all working on collectively at the same time, we won't need cameras as much, but you'll still be able to talk to each other, and you'll still be able to write back and forth to each other. And then our homework every Wednesday and Thursday is going to be some writing. And it's going to be about 2 to 3 paragraphs, maybe 4 paragraphs every week, okay? So it's not going to be a lot of writing, but I want to get everybody in the habit and the expectation that there will be a little something to do for every class. And on Monday, Tuesday, it'll be a little bit of reading. And on Wednesday, Thursday, after class, it'll be a little bit of writing. And like I said, 2, 3, or 4 paragraphs that are all going to eventually feed into your main essay. Okay. So that is our quick overview. I want to go back up. And if you were all being critical readers, which we'll talk a lot about in this class, as I was going through this, you would also have noticed that Betsy has put something, kind of a nice little personal note with a picture of herself in the glossary here. And that's on the right-hand side. I'm going to add my own there. You all do not have to add anything yet. Don't worry about that until our first day of class, because this is going to be our activity. And this is the real important note that I left until last, so hopefully everybody remembers, is that for our first day, your homework to bring to the first day is an artifact, a personal artifact, something that is either around you on your desk, something that has some kind of special meaning for you, something that you can tell a story about related to who you are or your experience. And we're going to use this artifact and actually kind of come back to it at different times through the semester, as well as this artifact, this personal belonging that you're going to share with the class virtually, is going to be the subject of your very first essay as well. Okay, so it's important. So take a couple minutes to think about something around you that you'd like to share with the class, you'd like to show to the class, either by taking a picture of it and posting that somewhere, or by taking a selfie or just sharing it in the Zoom video in the Zoom call when we meet for our first time. And to give you a quick example, what I'm going to have with me every class and what my personal artifact is going to be is this little gator stuffed animal. I'll explain more about this when we all share, but the long story short about this is that it represents a lot for me. It represents a lot of my past history. It represents my teaching philosophy. It represents how I'm kind of like a little kid sometimes, and I do like to have fun with things like stuffed animals. So this is something that I picked up at the SF State bookstore when I was trying to come up with new ways to get class discussions more involved and get my students to be a little bit more awake and alert and interested when they were having class discussions, and try to get them to listen to each other a little bit more as well. So I'm going to pose the question to you all, and this might be, your first little kind of critical thinking quiz. How do you think this little gator stuffed animal made my classroom discussions more interactive or more dynamic, or kept people a little bit more alert? That's your question. What do you think this thing did? Did I hang it from the ceiling? Did I put it on my hat? What do you think this little gator did? So I'm going to leave you with that question. These artifacts, like I said, are going to start off our discussion and class activity on the first day in kind of a fun way and kind of a getting to know each other way. And I've planted that seed. I want you to think about how this might have some bigger symbolism from my past. And of course, I'll share more about that when I meet you all. So I'm really excited to meet everybody. Thank you for watching this video. Most of all, that information is also going to be in the email that this is attached to. And again, I hope everyone is well, and I'm really looking forward to meeting you, getting to know where you're Zooming from, and getting to know a little bit more about how we can really have a good time together this semester. Okay? Thank you all, and I will see you tomorrow or Tuesday. Cheers.